Hello and welcome to the Poor Hammer Podcast, episode 177. I'm your host, Brad. This is my co-host, Eric.
How's it going?
And we have returned from our very long 1 week break.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
And to celebrate being back, we should definitely go back to the classroom. The 40K classroom, it's been a hot minute. Like, we're like 4 months out since the last one of these.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the next assignment should be, though. Maybe grab some ideas from all the comments on those.
Yeah, so we did go through all the comments and look for like the most requested things that everyone really wanted and just couldn't wait for us to do for classrooms.
There's been a couple comments that have popped up over and over again on the different episodes.
And then we threw those out and we decided to grade everybody's medic.
Hell yeah. Classic.
So without any further ado, let's get into this thing.
Sounds good. Before we actually start grading, let's talk about what it means to be a medic.
So the rule that I think is the most important is they need to look like someone who will actually save you from a bullet wound.
Yeah.
This is a core part of this. Beyond the data sheet, beyond like strat usage, whatever buffs they can grant, anything, I want this model to look like someone I trust with my life when I've been shot.
Yeah, like you're in a war zone, you've taken a wound, this person comes over to you. Do you have hope? Or is it like, holy shit, there's a bear, please go away? That's a strong and very important aspect of this.
And then I would say number 2, we want them to have healing on their data sheet or at least in their lore.
Maybe an enhancement. I think there was a couple that like in 9th they did a thing and then they stripped it into an enhancement and like, yeah, okay.
And then for the final one, let's just say some swag. Do they look good? Are they looking like a medic?
And not just like, they've got scrubs on. We're in 40K, all right? You gotta try a little bit harder.
So to start us off, let's look at our A student example of the week.
We've got Adepta Sororitas showing up for our gold standard.
And they are putting forth the Hospitaller. This model is gorgeous. She clearly has a medical license. It's floating above her on that CVS receipt.
Holy shit, yeah, sometimes, man. It's like I bought a Coke out of the fridge section and like, why do I have 6 miles of, yeah, all right.
But she's practicing medicine. She's got out her med book. She's got a stabby needle and some lights to help light up where the stabby needle's going to stab you. She brought a thing to prayer for after she has failed to save you. So at least you've got that going for you. If you die, then you get your last rites automatically from your doctor.
It is efficient. I will admit that. It is slightly concerning that the needle's on an arm and the like primary thing in your hand is the oh, you died. Let's have you pass on. But yeah, there's some efficiency that you want to have in like the battlefield war zone, right? I want my medic to be doing stuff quick so that they can get to me quicker. And the model, it does look pretty good. As much as some of the dove is, I don't know, the painting on the GW website may need a little bit of work.
It's fine. Sisters, they are allowed to have the silly CVS receipts and stuff. But they even get the points for she's got healing on her data sheet and everything, so we're all good there. She doubles up because not only does she get the heal, but she's also got the feel no pain ability too, which some of them have to use as a backup plan for when you don't have healing, but she's got both.
Yeah, it is actually kind of an interesting one of how do you show the like medic aspect in the game. Generally it's a heal wounds or bring a model back, but honestly a feel no pain isn't too far off so long as it's kind of flavored in the right way. Medicus Ministorum. All right, yeah, I could see that being kind of medic. It's healing related. It's just preventative care.
So following up our perfect example student, let's check with Adeptus Custodes.
There was an attempted submission.
No, there was not. I refuse to accept that.
The Rhino
No.
is not a fucking medic.
A Rhino cannot be a medic. I am drawing the line at trying to make the troop transport a medic.
I understand that the rules technically have some stuff going on there, but
Custodes, you're going to have to ask the 30K team to make you some more models. Maybe one that's a medic.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely potential there. That would be really cool. Both Custodes and Sisters of Silence. There's stuff that can be done on either side, but
yeah, having the medic be a Sister of Silence could be cool.
yeah, but currently definitely not there.
All right, let's move into IG for real then. So Astra Militarum submitting homework, and they had a lot of options. I'm pretty impressed with the amount of different like command squads with med packs and stuff, but we had to give it to the Death Corps of Krieg unit because they just look the best. I love this unit. Fight me.
I mean, yeah, like you said, there's several of the squads with Medipack, which is like, oh, that's your medic of the unit. At that point, it was like, which one looks the most medic-y? The one that might actually be able to save you.
And to be honest, if someone's going to save you to make you keep fighting, it's gonna be the Death Corps. They are getting the most out of you.
That's true.
If they can get you back up 3 more times to die 3 more times for the Emperor, they're gonna do it.
It is very true, yeah. The Death Corps of Krieg medic is definitely the one that's like shouting, you can't die unless I let you.
You don't have permission to die yet.
And there's a commissar in the background like, the fuck's going on here?
But yeah, so definitely looks the part.
Yeah.
I am very trustworthy that this medic is going to get the job done. Rules wise, 10 out of 10, you get your healing thing. Everything looks good here. Swag, I mean, I love how Death Corps look. It's not very, okay, I feel like you could have a little more medical tchotchkes on the medic model. We give a little bit off there.
It's the meta pack, essentially.
But you're in a war zone. It's just the patch them up.
It's a more realistic expectation of, Death Corps of Krieg is not going to be quite as ostentatious of showing off the medic. But at the same time, I don't think it's getting like the A+ extra credit for the swag.
No, but this is a solid A.
Yeah, I think so as well.
All right, Eric, would you bring Mr. Grey Knights with your brand new codex that everybody loves and has no problems, and we won't be talking about in detail next week?
Yeah, spoilers. Grey Knights is bringing, so technically submitting the Brotherhood Terminator squad, but also submitting the Paladins when the codex is actually out, because the Paladins are just cooler. So let's go with the Paladins.
Sadly, this is where the Apothecary lies now, because in 10th edition they took away the Apothecary as a character and made it part of the squad again.
Which, from a gameplay, it works out pretty well, but
it's fine. I was a big fan of the Apothecary. It wasn't great, but it had some fun play in 9th. But again, 9th characters are well above anything we deserve anymore.
And it's also like Grey Knights seem to be, I don't know. I don't have any expectations anymore about a range refresh. So the Paladin is basically like where our Apothecary is, and from a looks aspect, definitely not the most medic. There's a lot of guns and swords stuff going on there for a medic, right?
Well, the Apothecary doesn't wear his Stormbolter because he's got the Narthesium there, or whatever it's called. The bone saw / injector thing. And I love the Apothecary and Grey Knight's helmet. Like, I remember doing the glow effect on the backlight that's on his shoulder when I was doing that when we were doing yours. And I love the double like zoom in lens helmet on the one side.
So our gold standard, the Hospitaller, has the the little lights attached to the arm thing. And that's cool. I actually prefer the way the Grey Knights have their like lights and like that whole aesthetic there, the helmet with the lights on the back and double eye zoom thingy. It goes hard.
Yeah, dude, the Grey Knight Apothecary is like one of the best ones from a swag standpoint. Do I think he's gonna patch me up from a bullet wound? I'm gonna say yes. There is obviously the like human versus Space Marine. If we're imagining you're part of his team, and then yes, absolutely. I expect he can get another Space Marine patched up.
And then there's the whole like Grey Knights helping others kind of thing.
Which has an iffy history, yeah.
Yeah, depending on which
era we're reading from.
Yeah. So the whole does he look like a medic if I was shot? I'm not really expecting him to patch me up. But like you said, if he was part of your squad or, like another Space Marine or whatever, oh yeah, he's got you covered.
Yeah. I don't see a reason not to give an A here. Swag alone carries this so high. I don't know if you want to try for the perfect score, but
nah, I don't think it quite hits the same. The Narthesium is good. Like from a rules aspect, that does its job. But I don't think it's quite enough to be like extra credit.
No, this is just standard A. We're good to go.
You hit it.
AdMech famously love healing the flesh. Big fans of the flesh in general.
Yeah, I'm really excited for what AdMech brought to the table. And oh boy, this is an interesting submission with Belisarius Call. He's a medic, huh?
Self-repair mechanisms. At the start of your command phase, he regains up to D3 lost wounds. That's not really healing others, Call. That said, lore-wise, Call absolutely is trustworthy with stitching people back together and getting getting them fixed up. He gets carried there in actual lore.
I don't know enough, and this is like an actual question. Is he like adding enhancements as a test subject when he patches you?
Yes, but also he saves people too. He does both.
Oh, he does like just normal.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Hell yeah, call.
I mean, specifically one person I'm thinking of in one book. It's a thing that definitely happened and that he cared about.
Hell yeah, it happened once. Let's assume that that's what the normal standard protocol is. Self-repair mechanisms doesn't sound medic-y.
No, we have to give points off. And he's not showing it well. He does have enough tools on him that I can trust that some of this has medical use.
There's a lot of potential surgery tools that are existing.
That's a very long way of saying bullshit on this model.
Basically. I mean, he doesn't fail, probably.
No. I think he still gets like a C, maybe B, probably C.
No,
he doesn't know. He gets a C. He gets a C. We're gonna see worse.
Yeah, I'm fine with a C, especially if he's got some lore.
The lore is saving him here. He's lucky I read.
All right, Imperial Agents. I'm not sure assassins and Inquisitors are generally known for their medics.
But Rogue Traders are.
Apparently.
So the Rogue Trader unit actually has a medic in it, in the Rogue Trader Entourage. They even have like the healing serum ability. This works. And like the model's cool.
It looks like a medic.
Yeah, I gotta say, I dig the aesthetic of it too, like swag-wise. Definitely has the Doctor feel.
It's got some decent similarity kind of style to the Hospitaller.
And some future Doctors we're gonna see.
So, like, you can kind of get a feel for, like, this is what a fancy 40k medic should kind of look like, right? Like, this style of got some syringe, got some lights, got some, like, tools going on. I mean, this is going to get a good grade.
I have no reason to give a single point off of this. I think this is a pure A+. It's up there with the Hospitaller.
I think so as well. The question is, like, Rogue Traders, from a, like, lore style aspect, do they generally have, like, you know, this medic kind of feel, or like I thought they were just like politicians?
Well, this is the Entourage. It's not the Rogue Trader who has this. It's technically the Rejuvenant Adept from the actual model standpoint.
Okay.
But as part of their entourage, yes.
That makes sense, yeah. If you're a rich merchant, yeah, you want to have a doc on hand. Yeah, I'm good with A+ for the Rogue Trader Entourage.
All right, let's do Knights. They actually showed up. They submitted something. We're going to have to read it.
It wasn't immediately a rhino and thus was disqualified and immediately handed back to them.
This one's a stretch. However,
in the Questoris Forge Pack,
remembering that Knights are metal, we're giving them a pass on this being a mech and not a medic. But like, what are you going to medic on a Knight other than the actual pilot?
Right. But like the Knight itself is enough living that like, yeah, like there's kind of soul stuff going on there. So we can heal a vehicle.
Yeah, so you have the Magos Questoris enhancement that you can give a tech priest in the Cogbound Alliance, and the Sacristan Pledge ability also works.
It shows that like the tech priest model in this detachment of Imperial Knights is a medic.
Yes, in this aspect it is.
A pretty loose medic.
However, points off because a tech priest is not part of Knights.
Right.
And points off because like this is still a stretch, but it is a passing grade.
Well, you can have a D.
Yeah, you at least get like a 65 or something on your assignment. It's not a 0 or anything. This is loose, real loose.
Boy, good enough that it's not a fail, just because I'm shocked that anything was turned in. All right, I guess let's round out Imperium with Space Marines then.
Yeah, you get an easy A. This is well done. The Hospitaller and the Apothecary, they're hand in hand. All the correct things are ticked here. Honestly, the Primaris Apothecary is like one of my favorite looking Space Marine characters. Like, it's just a very nice stance he's got and everything.
It's got a vibe, right? Like, or an aura, or whatever the fuck we're calling it.
Whatever the Zoomers decided on this week.
Yeah, because one of the things about medics are like, how do you show they're cool in a like a war zone kind of thing? This stance, like standing on Space Marine with gun.
He's got the gene seed in his hand that he's recovered from the dead Space Marine. Like, and he's showing to be pensive and like, I don't want to say depressed, but like that like somber look.
Stoic.
Yeah, stoic. Stoic's a great word.
Clearly has all the accessories of like, I see him across the battlefield and it's like, I'm shouting medic and I expect he has something to fix me.
Yes. He's got the vial stuff on his one thigh. He's got the like double injector gun going on. He's got some Google bullshit on his arm to make sure he heals you the right way. He's got the same drill / stabby device on the shoulder with lights on the shoulder.
Dude, I'm ready to get my cavity drilled out on the battlefield.
Which cavity?
Let's go. Oh no. Cut that.
Eric likes when Space Marines drill out his cavities.
No, just the apothecary.
Only him. Eric's only got heart for one man.
Right. But yeah, apothecary A+. Just nails it. It's so good, dude.
Should we do Xenos next or Chaos?
We generally go Imperium, Chaos, Xenos.
Let's do Xenos.
All right.
Eldar submit Yvrane's dump truck and the rest of her.
Hell yeah. There were like the idea of like a couple of models, and it was like the Yvrane was brought. I was like, yeah, if there's a chance that bring up Yvrane, that's the choice. Let's go. Some
of the patrons were arguing for Spirit Seers, but they're mechanics, not medics, which we will one day get to do over Factions Mech, where Orks are getting their A+. But for Eldar in this one, Yvrane makes sense. Lore-wise, Yvrane can heal so well, she can literally bring 1,000 Sun back to life from undoing the rubrique. Rule-wise, she does have the ability.
Well, and she's also like the whole like death god aspect of how the like after death is still an important thing for Eldar. That is honestly one of the things that, yeah, it matters for like the Imperium. Once you die, like what happens? The Aeldari really, really need care after death.
It's weird though that there's not a normal medic in Eldar.
It is kind of odd.
For a species that is dying, you should probably put some money into your medical industry. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I feel like some of it is like, oh, they're so psychic that like their psychic powers just innately heal or something.
And Wraithbone can be used as Stitch It Closed or something because it's magic bullshit, except for when it's not magic bullshit. But no, Yvrane only gets points off for me on the does it look like this person will heal you, and she does not.
No, in
not
a
you.
way.
No,
yes.
you can't be staring at her bare feet going, well, she can do whatever she wants. But like, she does not look like she possesses a medical degree. All right.
There is a healing aspect. All right. It's a different healing when I've got shot. It's like, hey, I'm probably gonna die. Let's make this last moments not so bad.
Nice pussy cat.
Great ass.
Dies.
Hurt blah.
Hurt blah. Yeah, so she's getting points off, but like a B, she does everything right. She just doesn't look like she has a med degree.
It's got to be a B+ or an A-.
I'll do B+, but she's failing on 0.1 on our importance list here.
All right, B+, because like everything else, yeah, it works, and like from a lore aspect, it's
she's a slam dunk,
pretty solid. But yeah, definitely missing the key points.
Sadly, while we try to make Harlequins exist, they do not have a medic. One more thing you could add to the list, GW, to expand the Harlequin range and re-armyify them, please. Thank you. Okay. 11th edition notes.
Yeah, very true. But like, if we're looking for a medic, Harlequins could do pretty well. They could have a really cool model.
Yeah, I kind of dig the like dark clown theater aesthetic for someone trying to heal someone in a mockery. I feel like there's something you can do here. Someone with much more artistic talent than me can come up with something crazy.
The theater playing up, oh, that's obviously an evil doctor trying to like poison their patients or something like that, like cartoonified to the extreme.
Yeah, there's some irony or something like 5 layers deep that would look awesome.
Yeah, there's some cool shit there, but nothing at the moment.
Moving on to the Darkkin with Drukhari. I have a bone to pick with GW.
This should be a slam dunk, right? That's the whole thing, is like, so long as you're not fully, completely dead, soul gone, you can be brought back.
Yeah, so, okay, lore-wise, Homunculus, slam dunk, 10 out of 10, literally taught Fabius Bile.
Like, that's their whole thing. They can bring anything back.
They will clone you over and over again. Like all sorts of wins here. Rule-wise, they don't have the ability this edition. They don't have an enhancement for it because they're on an index still 2 and some change years into the edition.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got Urian Rakarth technically still has his Fleshcraft and horrific regeneration abilities on him. So I guess we can argue that he is representing all of the homunculi, but I hate that this model that is an old shitty Finecast on a 25mm base is what we're using for our pick in Drukhari, like the masters of mad science.
That's a 25mm?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, he's a terrible old Finecast model.
To be fair, though, this is Drukhari, because, like, isn't the Succubus also on a 25?
Yeah, they're all on small bases, but my point is he is a tiny boy.
Okay, so let's try and give it the best that we can kind of thing. Clearly, as we're looking at it, the model's old, kind of shitty, we're not doing great, so it's not going to get a great grade. But from an idea aspect...
I mean, just switching it over to a proper homunculus, which he is.
Yeah.
It's a winner. Other than you can't salvage that haircut, which we can't judge alien styles. Maybe the homunculus has the coolest haircut this side of the 41st millennium. Don't show up to any club like this, though. That's cringe.
I mean, I feel like Drukhari probably have like an aesthetic of like whenever they were like originally like born and like grew up kind of thing, and like that's what they go with for the next 10,000 years.
So they've got a mullet for 10,000 years because they're from the 70s. Oof.
Right? Like that's the kind of thing that I'm expecting Drukhari to do. Eldar in general.
So anyway, look, for homunculi, which we're going to judge Rakarth as part of, as a whole, you've got the doctor coat that's, again, it's made of flesh. It's not a great look. However, still got the stabby device, still got homunculus tools coming off all over the place. I'm gonna say it's at least A worthy. I don't think it can be quite A plus.
No.
Yeah, it's too creepy.
I feel like should be an A minus.
Yeah, the rule wise, it's so awkward.
All of it is like, we know this should be a slam dunk A plus. It shouldn't even be a question. But because the models are old and because you're on an index, you don't get enhancements, and because like all of these modifiers have kind of, I think they just add up and like you get an A minus.
Yeah, that's why it's so painful. All right, on to another mad scientist, one who actually does have a codex to save the day here. In Genestealer Cults, we have the Biophagus. The Biophagus being a mad doctor who very much looks like a doctor through and mad through and through.
Yeah, a little bit.
But because he doesn't actually have any real healing rules on him in 10th edition, he had to get saved by the codex actually giving him an enhancement for it. But it does. Mutagenic regeneration in Biosantic Brood Surge works, so we get saved there. Honestly, this is a perfect grade with all of it together.
Yeah, I think it does a great job of it. And I'm not really going to take points off of an enhancement for like essentially this character. Like technically, yeah, you could take the Abominant Patriarch with it or whatever. But like this is the Biophagus's enhancement. This is just something that they didn't put on the data sheet for whatever reason and wanted to put it somewhere else.
Yeah, I think like of the doctors, if you didn't know that Scrotum Head here was technically a Genestealer, not human, this is the one you'd go into a doctor office and see him in the 41st millennium and be like, yeah, all right, that's my doctor.
As long as you don't see the little guy with the...
Yeah, you don't want to see his assistant. His assistant hides.
As long as you don't see that, then yeah, it's like, all right, it's probably a little weird for us, but 41st millennia, yeah, that's a doc that probably fix you up. Yeah, I mean, in general, looks cool. Like, model's awesome. It's definitely got swag. So, A+?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think this is like the other one fighting with the Hospitaller in first place here.
So, Leagues of Voottaann.
Voottaann, you have an issue.
You have 6 data sheets.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting an expansion, but even that, the new scientist is still not a medic, unless they do some real wonky rule changes from what they showed off in the preview show.
But we've got the Broke Your Iron Master as a submission, and...
Are you a mechanic? Yes.
But exoframe included means they're technically healing a dude in a suit.
Yes. It's a little gamey because of this ability, but technically you could heal a flesh and blood unit with this. There's also argument we can make of because of Ironkin, you have non-biological people who need servicing.
So, like, healing them is
mechanical. Like, Necrons isn't going to get points off when we get to them in a second here because you're healing metal. Like, Like, if you're a metal person, we need you to heal metal. That makes you a medic.
We kind of brought it up with Knights, and like Leagues of Voottaann shows it a bit better with the whole Ironkin thing. The rules are a little gamey. There's clearly not the intended style of medic, but I think it's better than the Knights.
I do too. I think this is probably like you can scrape by with a C like Call for basically opposite reasons. Call gets through on lore, you get through on technicalities of all these other things, even though lore wise you are very much a mechanic.
You also like you look at this and you're like, I've got flesh and blood, please stay away.
Yeah, you're getting points off for the do I think you can heal me from a bullet wound. Unless I am an Ironkin, no.
Yeah, I think a C is perfectly fine for Voottaann.
You get away with a C on this one. Take it as a win.
Yeah. Speaking of earlier, you brought up Necrons.
Sure, we can do them.
Yeah, clearly we're going to have to accept that they're not healing flesh and blood. They're Necrons.
Necrons has multiple things they can submit.
Dude, they've got so much. It's like the entire everything Necron.
Yeah, you can do an Overlord with a Res Orb even. Like, there's all sorts of stuff. But I think the coolest one and like the most out there design that actually gets to be called a medic is a Canoptic Reanimator.
Hell yeah.
It's cool as shit, man.
I figured it was like Technomancer, but I'm totally on board for the Reanimator. I think this model is, honestly, I really dig this style model for Necrons.
These were some of my favorite things to paint in Necrons was my Doomstalkers and my Reanimators.
We got the Protoss Colossus.
Dude, I love this design. And look, we got to get metal brained here for this one. Do I think it can patch up a bullet wound?
In flesh and blood? Hell no.
But if you're living metal, that's what the orbs are actually shooting out, like the reanimation beams to fix and all that. The nano scarab reanimation beam, I mean. To read the name off the rule sheet this time.
I mean, it does, like, the rules are great for being a medic.
Yeah, I love this guy. I don't think I can give it full marks because we are human and like, you don't look like a medic.
I'm on board for full marks.
Are you really? Okay.
Dude, I think it's definitely got the swag. It's got the rules from a lore aspect. It's literally called a Reanimator. That's so fucking Necron.
All right, you know what? My 3 most trustworthy people to heal me up when I'm hurt. Hospitaller, a Biophagus, and a Necron Reanimator.
Dude, I'm here for it. Yeah. I'm just hoping that Call gets to me first and just turns me into a metal person.
The flesh is weak and my back hurts. Please make it stop. All right, we've done a bunch of my armies. Let's do one of yours. Orks.
Let's go Orks. I mean, there's 2. There's the Pain Boy and the Pain Boss.
But it's the Pain Boy, the classic.
It's the Pain Boy. Honestly, I do think he shows the aspect a little bit better with all of his like gizmos and stuff.
Yeah, it's more reserved on the Pain Boss, really.
Yeah, I think it's because like he's more of like a big dude, whole beast aspect going on there. But dude, the Pain Boy, I mean, all right, we had to get into the mindset of the Necrons. We got to get into the mindset of the Orks, because if I personally see him across the battlefield, I'm fucking running away, because this is the scariest fucking mad dog ever. But as an orc, he's gonna patch me up in some way.
Or use you for parts.
I might have somebody else's head.
Yeah, like you might be used to patch somebody else up if the doc decides that you're a lost cause. Yeah, I don't think we're getting an A+. However, it's still A worthy.
Yeah, I think it's an A.
I'm good with that. Like lore wise, rule wise, everything works. Still scared though. Don't really think we get full marks on that one. But it's got that wonderful smile. And really, what else could you want?
Well, what's the fucking meme?
It all started with that smile, that damn smile.
Yeah, right. The Pain Boy is definitely the poster boy for that.
All right, Tau. You all have med packs all over the place. We just read a book where everyone's carrying around a med pack.
Except
nowhere in Tau are there actual rules to back this up.
It's insane, all right?
They don't even have a mechanic.
You brought up, like, I can't believe the Aeldari don't have a medic. I can't believe the fucking Tau, the ones that are like...
The humanitarian ones.
Yeah, the humanitarian ones that have like a technological empire don't have a fucking medic.
So like there is the argument that I know other Tau people will say of technically all the Tau units, everyone's got med packs and stuff on them, which in lore wise, we just did a Tau book and they do mention like grabbing their med packs and stuff. However, it's like Tau has to have actual combat medics, someone whose job it is to actually patch someone up properly. It's weird.
Yeah, it's great to have some gauze and shit for everybody, but then there are some wounds that are a little bit more serious that you want somebody with knowledge that's specific.
And the aggravating part is the Pathfinder your team has a guy who has a full medic setup. And in Kill Team, he's the medical technician.
That sounds like a slam dunk.
Yeah, and wouldn't you know it, our Death Corps of Kree came from the exact same game with Kill Team and gave us a medic with rules in 40k. Well, Tal's not important. They're Xeno.
Yeah.
So this is not shown in any way in 40k rules.
No. If it had even just like a shitty medic ability, the medical technician would be really quite well graded.
Yeah, it would check all the boxes. It's just very annoying we have to give marks off, and it's only probably a B+ due to it because it doesn't have any actual rules in the game to support it.
B+ is still a bit of a stretch. Like, it doesn't exist in
Okay.
40k.
Yeah, again, this is where it gets awkward because it's like lore-wise it does.
If it doesn't have rules in the 40k, then it's like a legend.
It has the model and it has the lore. It only doesn't have the rule. That's the frustration here.
It's like a weird inverse to the legends. Yeah, you have a model, but everything else is shit. Nobody cares about it. I feel like it's just a B. It's tough to give anything higher than that.
A B is fine considering the complete lack of rules. It does fail on our second point.
And like, it just needs anything that's even remotely medic-y, and it would be an A.
Yeah. It's so weird. The super conscious and selfless Tau who are like trying to get people to stay alive and stuff have no medic and no mechanic in their actual army in 40k. That's so strange.
Yeah. I mean, it could be most of the models are Firecast.
But like even then, like from lore crap we've been reading, Firecast should be able to have medics as long as they're combat medics. Like an actual doctor might not be Firecast, but
like an actual combat medic would be. It'd be the same as like the strategic.
Yeah, that, which is still weird to me, but whatever.
The line gets pushed as it's needed kind of thing in war. But yeah, like the Tau really have nothing else in the Codex. Like I was searching and digging and sifting, and I found join the hunt stratagem. And it was like, this is ridiculous. So yeah, the medical technician Pathfinder team can get the B, and let's talk about Tyranids.
Tyranids is not getting a good grade. Tyranids is getting a D here because Tyranids don't heal things. Lore-wise, Tyranids just reabsorb the biomass and make new stuff.
But at the same time, like everything's a hive mind. So like, you know, you get reabsorbed and made into new. Is it not like Ship of Theseus?
Sure, but then there's still no model.
Fair.
So like the closest we've got here for anyone who wants it is the Tervigon as a submission. The Tervigon does not heal Termagants. It spawns new ones for when the old ones die.
Which like kinda
is tangential to medic, but not.
It makes sort of sense for Tyranids.
Look, they can have a D for actually submitting it, but they're not getting a good grade for this because it is in no way actually healing. It is replacing with things that it does not see a difference between.
Right. That only really works enough because it's Tyranids. All right, so that means, yeah, we got to go back to Chaos.
So rounding it out with Chaos, which actually has a strangely good string of submissions here. Let's start with some disappointment though. World Eaters.
Ooh.
World Eaters, the famous medics of 30k, the whole shebang and all that, they don't have their Red Butchers, they don't have any medic character to actually go with that route. There's a lot missing in World Eaters, and I know I'm opening up a wound for World Eater players, but good, you're a World Eater player, you enjoy the pain. But they submit the Slaughterbound because technically with Eternal Rage, the ability works as a medic ability. They're very large, so I refuse to rebut this point, but I am not giving them above a D for this submission. This is not what a medic looks like.
No.
One of his arms is holding a chainsword. The other one is a chainsword.
There's like an expectation of like World Eater's medic is not gonna be, you know, the like
typical medic.
Yeah, the super nice and like kind looking medic.
Yeah, bad bedside manners.
But the Slaughterbound is just not a medic. Not even close. There's nothing medic about it. It's just scary. So a D.
A D minus, the lowest we can get.
All right, good. Yeah, I was like, so we're giving them a D because we're scared.
You submitted something, which Chaos Knights tried to do. I don't think Chaos Knights is getting any points here. I think I have to decline this submission.
So it's another non-model submission of they have the Soul Hunger strat in Iconoclast Fiefdom, which sort of heals, kinda. Yeah, it's not really medic.
No, trying to read into the lore of the strat, I still don't.
No, because it's all like you fought and got better.
It's still self-healing at most from a lore standpoint.
Yeah, there might be a way that like I could kind of see it, but it's just not enough.
No, I think Chaos Knights just has to fail. I'm glad at least one of the knights submitted something that was defendable, but I can't do it here with Chaos Knights. I'm sorry, boys.
It's a bit too far, but valiant effort.
However, everybody else here has some good submissions.
Yeah, let's talk Chaos Demons.
All right. Chaos Demons actually has two good examples. So we have the Great Unclean one, but cooler, we have the Infernal and Rapturous.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. And like we always get to pick things like the Great Unclean one. We can use him in like 5 other things. So let's do the Infernal and Rapturous. It's such a cool model.
It is a really cool model. It's definitely got the swag. Like that is oozing in swag.
Unfortunately, that's bonus points on our grand scale here. It does have the rule too, so we've got that one down. However, she does not look like someone I trust to heal me, considering she is playing a man.
As a harp.
Yes, a mandolin.
Ah, see what you did there.
Is that a stringed instrument? I don't actually know.
Yeah, it's like a guitar.
Yes.
I mean, not really, but in broad strokes of a guitar.
I'm just happy I nailed that. Screw you music nerds. I don't care at that detail level. I'm just happy I got that close.
It had a string.
Look, it's a stringed instrument. I win. But she's not getting points for someone that I want to actually heal me. So no points there.
I mean, to be fair, though, clearly has a lot of skill with shaping the flesh.
I guess that's true. That guy's clearly not dying, unfortunately for him.
That's, yeah, the last aspect of unfortunately for him.
Is causing this grade to go down a bit.
Yeah, I feel like I want it to be higher than it should.
I feel like it's fluctuating somewhere between C and A right now. It should be C, but I want it to be A. But let's split the difference and call it a B.
Let's give it a B. Same wavelength, man. I was like, oh boy, this is probably a C. I want to give it an A, though.
Dude, I love this model so much. This is the creepy factor that more demons need.
Yes.
I love the model, so it gets extra points there. But we'll give it the B it probably does not deserve. Knowing that we could have done the Great Unclean one, which would have been pretty easy when you have a demon mindset.
All right, Chaos Space Marines.
Chaos Space Marines gets an easy A+ because they have the Chad himself. We've got Fabius Bile. Fabius Bile is like the actual best doctor in the setting from a lore standpoint for like someone who can bring the dead back.
Yeah, he doesn't look like the typical medic, but he's got all the medic tools going on there.
If you're Chaos, he looks like the typical medic.
So like definitely got that going on. And rules wise,
he gets full points rules wise, lore wise for sure, model wise. Okay, so like it's tough because like you don't want the help of someone who looks like this because you're like, this is, even if I live, this is going to be worse than the actual bullet wound I got.
Oh, the interest on the treatment is going to be torture as hell.
But he can definitely do the job. Like you look at him and you're like, he's not going to let you die. You're not going to be happy about that.
No, and it's going to cost everything. I mean, how else do you get a cane like that?
He probably could have done a cleaner job, but he's like, hey, it'll be funnier if I listen to him scream a little bit too.
What's anesthetic? Oh, right.
Torment in his hand, just pokes people casually. So look, Bile's an easy A.
I think he's an A+, dude.
I think he has to be an A+. Just like lore standpoint alone brings it over the edge. But like, I want to choose one of the other ones.
True. Very true.
When it comes to the A+, Bile's not my first go-to unless I like desperately need to live.
And probably gonna regret the choice, but like in the moment, yeah, he'll get the job done.
All right, Eric, we have to go back to one of your armies though. EC, Ember's Children does not get anything.
I tried, man. I tried.
I see the attempt with Sustained by Agony strat, but no, absolutely not.
It almost kind of works. You can see the like turning one unit into like the medic for the demonettes kind of thing.
No.
I want more models.
I know.
I want more units in EC.
Take the F. You failed. Did not submit it. Sad.
All right, let's see what you got then. Thousand Suns.
All right, Thousand Suns actually has a pretty easy win here. So since we are just souls bound to armor, our medics don't need a very good degree.
Wow.
The Exalted Sorcerer passes that bar easily, being able to get anyone back up off the ground.
Yeah, the rules works.
Yeah, rules-wise, they work. Lore-wise, it works. Not your brain level jacked on being able to undo the rubrique, but, like, they do their best.
No, they're just able to rebind it.
Yeah, it's... It's a patch job, all right?
Yeah.
We'll find a solution in 400 more Ahriman books, swear. It's going to happen. It's definitely not 400 more books of the Thousand Suns failing at everything we do.
Yeah. Keep huffing that copium.
But from an actual medic standpoint here, I think they are at least in the B.
They don't look like medic at all.
No, that's fair. They look like a wizard. Though a wizard can heal you, so...
I mean, that's not a certainty kind of thing. I don't see dude in a robe across with a giant staff and be like, yep, Gandalf, you're my healer. Thank you, white mage.
How is that much different than the Hospitaller, who is a white mage? Riddle me that, Batman.
I don't know, man. It's probably the, needle.
The needle. Okay, fair point. We're missing the needles. Shit.
Yeah, I think a B makes sense. It's pretty good.
I will say we're the one legion out of the 4 god legions who aren't renowned for having, famous medical people.
Okay, that does kind of make sense, though, because, if you were properly doing your job and, knowing what's gonna happen...
We wouldn't have turned into chaos spawns.
I mean, it makes sense, but we've got one last one.
All right, for our final one here, Death Guard actually gets another easy A. They have the Plague Surgeon.
Yeah.
Look, you have to remember we're chaos and you're not getting an uninfected wound, but it will get closed properly. And even if you're dead, you might pop back up.
I was going to say, most likely, those infections were, planned as part of the treatment.
They throw the slug in there before they sew you back up.
Right, but that's all part of the, Nurgle idea.
Yeah, so this is an easy A. You can get him, and I'm going to get the Hospitaller, but this is absolutely a doctor who will make sure you survive the bullet wound, even if it was in your head.
Yeah, I would expect Death Guard to do well. I'm trying to decide on if, realistically it does have enough to, push it to an A. I feel like it probably would, but I have higher expectations for Death Guard's swag, just because the other models are so absurdly cool.
It is more reserved, but comparing it to the Apothecary, they're about on par. It's just compared to other Death Guard, you expect more. But I still think this is an A+ with the Apothecary.
All right.
I just think you can't grade it against them that they're so beautiful as models. I mean, gross, but beautiful as models.
The rest of the Death Guard range has models that have so much just dripping coolness that the Plague Surgeon doesn't quite tee up as well. But it is a good comparison to the Space Marine Apothecary. Okay, an A+.
Yeah. I'm mostly just glad everyone tried showing up to class today. Not everyone finished their homework. Custodes, rare true failure here. But I think this was a good class to come back to.
Yeah, it was a fun one. A good one to ease us back into the swing of things after our long break.
So next week, I'm going to take a break, and Eric's going to talk about Grey Knights. We've got a special guest planned for the episode, so stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for it.
I am very interested to hear what you two have to say, given my opinions on it.
It's definitely not going to be all good, but I'm excited for the discussion.
All right, but on that note...
Hey, wait, we've got merch, poorhammer.com, and we've got a Patreon, patreon.com/slowsingleton. Don't forget to also do the YouTube things, subscribe, bell, nailed it.
Can you tell it's our first week back from a break and we're very concerned about statistics this week?
Yeah, looking at the app and it's downward arrow, downward arrow, downward arrow, downward arrow. Oh, shit.
If you want to give us some feedback, give us your favorite ideas for upcoming grading sessions, things you'd like to see us try grading. We do have a very long list of them, but I am honestly interested in having people submit more of them because this is my all-time favorite series we came up with, and I just want to do this forever, every couple months.
Yeah, I think the real one is not forever every week in a row.
No.
But forever every couple months.
I like having the variety. I don't want to do one episode type for every week, but I love this series. This is one of the funnest things to record. It has helped me heal from a very bad few weeks at work.
Yeah, and it's always fun to see your recommendations and ideas of oh, that's really cool. It's kind of exciting. So yeah, definitely let us know.
But now on that note, we're out of here for the week.
Sounds good.
You got a dream, you gotta protect it.